Tonight on Nebraska Nightly.
A man is in jail after accidentally shooting a child.
A new self-service store in Lincoln.
And a test of the nationwide alert system.
This is Nebraska Nightly.
Live from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
Welcome to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Elena Tomish.
And I'm Evie Storjohn. Our top story tonight.
The U.S. House of Representatives has voted to oust Republican Kevin McCarthy in a historic vote on Tuesday. The vote on the motion to vacate was 216 to 210, with 8 Republicans voting to remove McCarthy from the speakership. The Republicans who voted to oust McCarthy were Andy Biggs, Ken Buck, Tim Burkett, Eli Crane, Matt Gaetz, Bob Good, Nancy Mace, and Matt Rosendale. The House will now need to elect a new speaker, but there is no clear alternative to who would have the support needed to win the gavel. And a 12-year-old Texas boy is recovering in an Omaha hospital after being hit by a blank shot from his grandfather's revolver. Lancaster County Sheriff reports say 62-year-old Michael Gardner and the child were at a wedding near Denton on Saturday when Gardner, the officiant, fired a blank shot from a revolver at 5 p.m. Gardner wanted to fire the shot into the air to get the attention of the wedding guests, but the gun slipped and went off, hitting the 12-year-old in the shoulder. The sheriff's office says the blank was created with glue, and that is likely what injured the child. Deputies seized the weapon, ammo, and spent shell casing from Gardner. Gardner turned himself in on Monday morning, and he's facing a charge of child abuse for negligently firing a firearm and causing an injury.
A group of women vendors came together to create a unique storefront in South Lincoln that offers a self-serving shopping method. Creative Collabs allows shoppers to come in at any hour of the day. All the shopper has to do is text the phone number on the door, then they will receive an access code to put into the keypad to gain unlimited shopping time. Creative Collabs has implemented an employee-free store. To check out, scan the QR code provided by each vendor and send the total from the chosen items. Creative Collabs founder Melanie Rezick says she wants to use the technology available to utilize text messaging, Venmo, and other cash apps and not have to staff the store. More information about Creative Collabs can be found on their website, creativecollabsne.com.
Well, don't panic on Wednesday when your smartphone lets out a loud screech. The federal government is planning a nationwide test of the emergency alert system at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time. The test will include wireless emergency alerts in addition to television and radio. You should also receive a text message telling you it's only a test. This will mark only the second time the federal government has sent the alert to mobile phones to similar warnings. You may have received Amber Alerts, likely originate from the state you live in. That was also the case in 2018 when a worker in Hawaii accidentally warned that state's residents of incoming ballistic missiles.
The manufacturers of the 10 initial drugs chosen for Medicare's price negotiation program have agreed to participate in the historic initiative. Biden administration officials made the announcement Tuesday. The drug makers include Bristol Myers, Squibb Merrick, Johnson & Johnson's Janssen Division, Novo Nordisk, and AstraZeneca, among others. They will now spend months in talks with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services to determine maximum fair prices for their products. The agency will publish the agreed-upon prices by September 1st, 2024. Those prices will take effect in 2026. Despite the company's decision, they are not giving up their efforts to overturn the program in court, even after the industry lost its first legal battle Friday.
Well, after a weekend of heat, it looks like cool weather is just returning. Nebraska Nightly meteorologist Logan Schlottman has our forecast. Logan?
Yeah, we had our first 2 rounds of rain today, but we got one more left in the system for the next 24 hours. But the main portion of all this weather is going to be down in the Kansas area with an enhanced on the convective outlook for today by the Storm Prediction Center. But we also still have that slight that's going from a little bit of Sioux City down to Texas. We're going to see a lot of that storm making a little bit of angle here with a cold front and as well with our thunderstorms as well. But mainly this is all going to be in the Nebraska area, going from Kearney all the way up to around Yankton with a 70% chance of severe thunderstorms, going to 40 and then 10% on the rest. And our current temperatures that we see right now, we're going to see that cold front that's going to split right through here, given mid-60s over here with Scottsbluff over here, Ellsworth over here, and then we got Lincoln with a 78 over here. And we got our radar, which is going to be showing a little bit of this outflow boundary that's going to produce a lot of the rain. It's going to push its way up northeast, giving a lot of northeast Nebraska most of that rain. We have our 48-hour surface analysis. We're going to see that cold front that I talked about right here. It's going to have this warm air mass from all that warm air that we had. It's going to keep producing all this rain, a little bit of a trough right here, and it's going to push its way towards the east, making the cold pressure system get out of Nebraska and providing clear days for probably the next 2 days. Shouldn't be a lot of clouds, and it's still going to keep pushing for the next 2 days. And we have our rain chances for the whole week with an 80% on Tuesday and a 20% on Friday and 0% for the rest of the day. So it's going to be quite a dry week except for those 2 days. But to finish off your school week for your 3-day forecast, we're going to see temperatures stay around in the 70s before we dip really low into the 50s with 54 on Friday with a north-northwest wind of 21 to 53 miles an hour with chances of rain as well. But for tonight's forecast, it's going to be 56 degrees with an 80% chance of thunderstorms with a southwest wind of 8 to 17 miles an hour. And going from 5 to your 2 a.m., we're going to be seeing the temperatures go from 80 all the way down to 64 with a majority of those severe storms going to be coming around that 11 p.m. mark. And looking at your week ahead, we're going to see those temperatures decline down to 58 like I said earlier. And on Saturday, we have the chance for our first freeze around before 9 a.m. with lows of 37. But we're going to see those temperatures rise back up to around the seasonal average of 76 and some high 60s. And that's all I have for today. We'll take it back to the desk.
Awesome. Thank you, Logan. Coming up after the break, Nebraska falls to Michigan.
Husker baseball starts their season with a win.
And UNL softball prevails over the UNO Mavericks. All coming up after the break.
Of the 40 million tons of plastic waste generated in the U.S. in 2021, only 5%, or 2 million tons, was recycled. Make sure you do your part in keeping Anderson Hall clean. For more information on recycling statistics, visit epa.gov today.
Welcome back, and let's toss it over to Nathan Hawkins with the latest in sports. Nathan?
Well, it's always an occasion when Michigan comes to town. Last time they were in Lincoln, it was one of the most memorable football games of the Scott Frost era. But like many games in the 2021 season, it ended with heartbreak. Nebraska looked to reverse fortunes on Saturday. Here comes the team, 93 degrees at kickoff, but it was Michigan who brought the heat early. First drive, J.J. McCarthy, with all the time in the world, he'll roll out of the pocket, fires to the back of the end zone, and Roman Wilson, with a man in his face, hauls it in. Michigan leads 7-0. Nebraska looks for a response now. Harburg's pass is batted at the line and hauled in by one of the Michigan big boys. They would score quickly to make it 14-0. Huskers looking to change the momentum. Harburg finds Kemp over the middle, and he's got some space. Look at him go all the way to the 21-yard line. Huskers need some points on this drive, and it's 4th down and inches. Heinrich Harburg powers it up the middle, but the Wolverines' line doesn't budge. The referees bring out the chains for the spot, and he is short. The Huskers squander an early chance for points. On the other end now, the Wolverines march downfield, and J.J. McCarthy marches into the end zone untouched. That's 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. They're showing exactly why they're the number 2 team in the country. Wolverines led 28-0 going into the break. We'll take you to the 4th quarter now. The backups getting involved, and they can score too. Jaden Denegal finds Peyton O'Leary in the end zone, and even the Michigan fans here are getting bored. And look at the crowd, the Boneyard looking like a graveyard. Wolverines win it 45-7.
Just say, you know what, it's a really good team. They absolutely got after us. We couldn't respond. There's probably some good things in there. We should never accept that, though. We should never accept losing. We should never be like, it's okay. Oh, well, it's Michigan, it's okay. No, we should never accept that at all.
While football is at the midway point, other sports are just getting going. That includes baseball, who opened their season of fall ball this past weekend with a 14-inning contest against Omaha. There's Will Bolt hoping to get the squad in shape for the spring. First inning, a passed ball brings Caden Brumbaugh home for the first run of the game. To the bottom of the second now we go. Garrett Anglum gets into this one, no doubt about it, a 2-run homer that will put the Huskers up 3-0. We'll head to the 5th inning now. Home runs are fun. Mavericks say, how about one of our own? Drew Lechner fires this one over the left field wall. The bats only picked up over the day. Huskers win it 18-10 in 14 innings of action. We keep it rolling to bowling. Softball with some fall action as well. 3rd inning, firing it over the left field wall is Ava Breadwell, the breadwinner for the Huskers, bringing home 2 runs. But the Mavericks not going away. Olivia Aiden drives it down the third base line, brings in a run to tie the game at 2. Bottom of the 5th now, Huskers pulling away. Jordy Ball can do more than just sling it, put her at the plate as well. She brings in a run. Lincoln takes down Omaha 8-4.
I did feel a little jitters, especially early on, and it's just, I think part of it is because it's been anticipated for a while, and now it's like you're really here and you're trying to like soak it in at the same time, but also be like super locked in.
We'll head to the court now. Volleyball completed the first leg of their road trip, and John Cook always says it's harder to win a Big Ten championship than a national championship. Well, the Huskers got their first taste of that this last weekend. They needed 5 sets to take down the Boilermakers of Purdue, and they won a tight 4-set contest against Indiana. They return to competition in Michigan this weekend.
Volleyball in Michigan, football in Illinois. What are we thinking about the Illinois game? What's going to happen there?
Well, you know, Matt Rule said in his post-game press conference after the Michigan game, he said, tune in Friday night. That's when you're going to find out about this team. That's when you're going to find out about me and about this team and what they're capable of. So it's a big one. You know, they're coming off a game against a mighty foe, the number 2 team in the country, but Illinois poses a challenge that the Huskers really have a chance to prove themselves.
Here's hoping, right?
Here's hoping.
We'll see. Well, coming up after the break, the Husker Dog Fest arrives on campus.
Aladdin performing this week at the Lead Center.
Plus a murder mystery dinner serving Lincoln, all after the break.
Don't let it happen to other Big Ten schools. Go to saveourdinos.org to learn more.
Welcome back. There's a lot of events happening around Lincoln this week, and Reed Greger fills us in on all of the details. Reed?
Thanks, Elena. UNL will be hosting Husker Dog Fest this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. If you've had a rough day and want to see some cute pups, you can head over to the University Plaza behind Mantor Hall. The event is organized by the Canine Cognition and Human Interaction Lab and free to everyone. You can bring your dogs, family, and friends to grab lunch at a food truck, watch dog demonstrations, and participate in other dog activities. You can find more information at dogfest.unl.edu. Follow Jasmine, Aladdin, and Genie on stage as they discover a whole new world tonight. Disney's Aladdin is coming to Lincoln for a limited time only. The award-winning musical will be premiering tonight at the Lead Center and continuing through October 8th. There are plenty of show times, so don't worry if you can't make tonight's show. You can find tickets on leadcenter.org. This Saturday, America's largest interactive comedy murder mystery dinner will be in Lincoln. For one night only, you can enjoy a 4-course meal while solving an interactive mystery at the Lincoln Marriott Cornhusker Hotel. This show differs from others because their performers are dressed just like everyone else, leaving guests to suspect everyone. At the end of the night, prizes are awarded to the person who solves the crime. You can find more information at eventbrite.com. That's all for entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Reed. Well, as like a theater kid, I feel like I can't miss Aladdin. Like how, if it's in Lincoln, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well, I love the set design. I've seen it before. The performers are absolutely extraordinary. I'm gonna have to go see it.
And the costumes, I'm sure, are so intricate and everything. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Nebraska Nightly is a student production of the University of Nebraska's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.
Tune into our next show Friday at 4:30. Have a great night.